Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Crownsmen Show. I'm your host, Jerrod Downey. Today on the show, we have one of my favorite types of episodes to do. There's a few different setups. There's people that come on the show with their specific products. Then there's people that come on with clients, and then there's people that come on with partnerships, and they're pushing. In this case, it's an Australian company working with an American company, and they're both former guests of the show. So we've got Dustin Roush. He's a third generation owner at L&H, and he's also the VP of Sales and Marketing at L&H. And then we have Paul Johnson from SafeGauge. He's the Senior Vice President. Now Dustin's been on the show before, but from SafeGauge, we had Luke Dawson on before, and that was a great technical interview of the SafeGauge product. We'll go over that more. But today we're going to be looking more also at the product, but also the partnership between these two organizations. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. Great to have you on.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, gentlemen, this is unique in the sense that we're talking about two different companies and they're working together. So we're going to have to jump back and forth a little bit to set everything up for the audience. So Paul, I want to start with you. Just who SafeGauge is. We've had Luke on before, but we're always the audience is always growing. So for anybody who missed it, can you talk about who SafeGauge is?
Sure thing. So SafeGauge is an Australian-based company based in New South Wales, Australia. And it was founded by Luke Dawson, who 3 and a bit years ago was actually working for Westrac, which is the Caterpillar dealer. Mm-hmm. He was a heavy-duty field mechanic, and he saw people getting injured. He saw people getting high-pressure fluid injection injuries, which is basically where you can have a pinprick, and when you're maintaining heavy equipment, hydraulic oil or grease gets shot into your body. If it reaches your heart, you're dead. Worst case scenario, it fills up your arm. You got to have your arm basically open right up, and they scrape all this gunk out of you. It's very, very horrific. Also, when you're maintaining vehicles and you're testing hydraulic pressure, you normally takes 2 people, and one of those people is effectively in the belly of the beast. What that means is that person is subject to potential crushing injuries. He can be actually crushed by the machine that he's testing. So Luke decided there was a better way of doing this, and we didn't want to put people in harm's way. So a program was set up, and it was called the ELW, or the Elimination of Live Work. And that really took hold in the mining industry in particular. And most mining companies now around the world have a ELW program. So the elimination of live work, or keeping workers out of line of fire, is what SafeGauge is all about. So we predominantly are a safety company. We are champions for the elimination of live work. But as it happens, the technology that we have actually speeds up the process quite dramatically, sort of 4 to 6 times. And obviously there's a very, very strong economic argument around that the industry has adopted very, very quickly. And so much so that we've expanded our sales were 400% up on the year on year. And so we're very proud. We started with a team of 1, which was Luke. And we've now got about 30 people working for us throughout the world.
Wow. And there's, this interview and what you're talking about. So some people on the show already know this. So my grandfather was actually crushed doing testing on machine, not realizing that's how he passed away. It's a very real thing that happens. And so we're looking at now coming across the pond, Dustin, L&H takes on, out of all the guests we've had on the show, I don't think there could be a better fit. So it was quite neat when I saw that you were working together. So tell us just a quick snap. We've had L&H on several times. So can you just give us that quick overview and sort of maybe within that overview set it up why it is such a good fit?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as we've discussed before on some of these previous interviews, L&H's niche in the market is always innovation, bringing things to market that some of these other companies can't. So when we came across SafeGauge and we seen the potential and then the safety factor that that product brings to the market, it was really a no-brainer. I think you guys have done an interview with Gage Wandler, who's a cousin and also an owner, where you're going down this IoT facet of our business. And SafeGauge actually comes in and aligns exactly with that directive in that direction of our business. So we are looking at SafeGauge not only as a great product to push into the market, but it also kind of ties into our digital assets and us going out into the field and making our parts, not only for ourselves, but just in the industry, whether it be aggregate mining, a lot more a smarter, safer, use of technology and just making the industry more aware of the safety aspects and eliminating the live work that Paul always refers to.
Let's talk about our heavy industry tour brought to you by Savannah Equipment, supplying mining equipment worldwide. We are heading to events across North America, Africa, and Australia, and filming episodes on location. Email us at info@crownsmen.com to be part of our Crownsmen's Heavy Industry World Tour. DMH manufactures CNC lathes for seal production, semi-finished materials for seal manufacturing, as well as machine seals. But they are much more than a seal manufacturer. They supply the technology for seal manufacturing in the form of machines, seal software, and tooling technology. Altogether, this allows the simple manufacturing of nearly every seal within the shortest amount of time. The products are also used in a wide range of industries such as mobile hydraulics, mining industry, heavy industry machinery, oil and gas, wind energy, renewable energy, aviation, food and pharmaceutical industry, transportation, and automotive industry. To learn more, you can visit them at dmh.at. Seal technologies of the future, already today. With Fender Dunlop, you know you are getting the best conveyor belting in the market. That's because they ensure the integrity of their conveyor belting by monitoring each step of the manufacturing process in their North American facilities. Focused attention is given to each belting order to guarantee that they produce a belt that will assist the customer in reducing operation costs, maximizing uptime, and improving revenue. Visit FenderDunlopAmericas.com to learn more. Zero Knox is leading the electrification of off-highway commercial and industrial vehicles. They provide a platform for clean energy technology to get to market through powertrain solutions, development partnerships, and electrification kit solutions for conversions. Reduce carbon emissions without diminishing vehicle performance or being restricted by high costs. Partner with Zero Knox, like many of the world's leading OEMs, as they solve challenges across multiple continents with their cleaner and higher performing technology. Zero Knox solutions are designed and engineered in America with offices in Porterville, California. Learn more at zeronox.com.
When you're a company like L&H, I mean, is it applicable? I mean, I'm not asking like percentage wise, but so much of the work it must be applicable to. I mean, the first time you were on the show, we just looked at some of sort of your major products. I can just imagine some of the where it would fit in there. And then, like you're saying, with the technology and data collection and all these sort of other things that are expanding, is it a pretty high percentage of your products that this fits into?
Yeah, I would say that, this product definitely fits into a high percentage of what we are currently offering. The more important thing is that it's just such a vast, the amount of industries that you could push this into. So
Right.
you're looking at mining, you're looking at forestry, aggregates. There's just a lot of different industries that this particular bit of technology actually applies to, and that's the exciting thing for us is you look across the spectrum of different industries that this can push us into, and it also might open us up into some other industries that they're having the same issues that our mining customers have.
When you see the orange iron of a Ditch Witch machine out in the field, you can be sure of one thing: a job is getting done. As the leading manufacturer of underground construction equipment, Ditch Witch has been a catalyst of innovation for the industry since the day they were founded. And with a worldwide and world-class dealership network that features over 175 dealerships across the globe, this equipment is backed by the best. Learn more at ditchwitch.com. Dayquip specializes in the design and manufacturing of attachments for all makes and models of compact excavators, wheel loaders, crawl dozers, and articulated dump trucks. You can choose from any of their engineered attachments, or they can design and build to your specifications. All of their products can be shipped anywhere in North America, hassle-free. If you don't see it, just ask and they will build it. Check out their website, www.dayquip.com, or email them info@dayquip.com for sales, quotes, and support. Based in Southern California, Enhanced Scanning has performed thousands of projects on construction sites across the U.S. in an effort to help its customers find the unfindable. Enhanced Scanning combines ground-penetrating radar, laser scanning, and drone inspection services to provide comprehensive deliverables for their customers' fast-paced timelines, all without sacrificing quality or communication. To learn more, you can visit them at enhancedscanning.com or find them on LinkedIn at Enhanced Scanning.
Paul, can you give us a little bit of backstory about the SafeGauge story of entering into the market? Because there has been quite quick growth. And I remember very distinctly having that conversation with Luke. And, he's very sharp. He communicates things clearly. And the product it's just a clear value. Some products you're trying to kind of dig in to figure out exactly what the value. And this one is just like it takes about 2 minutes to figure out why it's important in the market. What was the market entry like in Australia, and then what is the hope and expectation in the U.S. market?
Yeah, look, it's been very interesting. So, and to put some context around this, Jerrod, this is my 7th mining safety startup.
Oh, wow.
And I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that this has been the earliest adoption in the history of mining safety products.
Yeah, it was very fast.
Now we started in the market during COVID, so we couldn't get to any customers. We couldn't get on site. We couldn't talk to people, and we had to rely on smart and savvy marketing. And the orders started to come in. Firstly, in ones and twos. I'll give you an example. Fortescue Metal, a big iron ore company in Western Australia, they bought 40 kit. They bought one kit to start with, and then in rapid fire, they bought 40 kits, and so the take up was incredibly quick, and that has enabled us to grow. So basically, in Australia, we dominate the market. We are champions for the elimination of live work.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I personally have been in this industry for a long time, and when I go and speak to people that I have friendships, business relationships over many years, they all just get in a heartbeat. They understand. They don't want people in line of fire. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. This is a simple solution at this point in time. It does what it says on the tin. It saves lives and limbs, and it makes the companies more money. That is the reason that we've dominated the market. That is the reason we're growing so rapidly. And part of our strategy was to expand globally. And obviously North America, being Canada, Mexico, and the US, is a vast market for us. And we knew that we needed some partners in North America. And at the end of the day, for all the businesses that I've personally been involved in, I've only ever been in one business, and that is the people business. And when I met Dustin, and over a couple of times, I decided that here was a business and here was a man that we could do business with. High integrity, upfront, no messing around. And, we decided that we wanted to partner with L&H and with the people. And we've recently visited the States. In fact, I'm here now and gone out and worked with some of Dustin's team. And, within a few days, the orders started coming in. And, it's been an absolute pleasure to work with people that are, highly trustworthy, highly efficient at what they do. They've got a sales team of about 14 people who are all engaged in the process. And, we won't settle for anything other than world domination.
Yeah, I like the way you tied that all together. So it's got a punch. So, Dustin, I'm very curious about this because, again, doing all these interviews, everybody's trying to expand, everybody's trying to grow, and technology, looking for the right technology, and I have an advantage because I've done the SafeGauge interview before. So it was just, again, it was one of those products. It was so clear. As soon as I did the interview, I went, oh, well, this is a winning product. Obviously, you thought the same thing. But what I'm curious about is that filtering process, because I mean, just a quick Google search and you can find 1,000 different products that probably all would love to work with L&H. And I'm really curious about that process of going, this is the right one. What made it stand out as something that you're going to invest? Because it's not just money, it's time and resources and expertise and putting it in front of your clients. There's a lot to onboarding something like this. So I'm curious about that initial process of going, this is what we want to go after.
Yeah, that's a great question. And you're exactly right, Jerrod. I mean, there's so many products out there and you have to decide. And to be fair about it, I mean, I've picked some doozies. I mean, that's just, you can't always pick a winner, but the SafeGauge, I actually had some folks that had used the product before, and they told me how easy it was. And then Paul, when he came out, we had sales training this year at our facility there in Sheridan, Wyoming, and he gets up in front of everybody and Paul says, it's so easy to sell. People just get it. It'll take you 5 minutes. It's a 5-minute sell call, and I can watch our group and I can see the eyes roll. And so then I had the pleasure of going out with Paul to the local mines. I think that was Monday, and he's exactly right. I mean, you open that kit up, you tell them what it is, and people get it.
Yeah.
It's just that.
Yeah. It happened to me. Yeah.
And the great thing is one of my other sales guy is historically a holdout, don't tell me how great this is. I'll see for myself.
Yeah.
Same thing. So the next day, Tuesday, he goes out with Paul and with some of his customers, and it's that fast because people understand the value of it. And so really you're not, I mean, yes, we're selling a product, but at the end of the day, it's back to what Paul says. It's you're creating a safe environment. You're giving these guys the tools so that they can basically just plug these transducers right into the machine. They can go up into the cab, they can operate it, and they can see exactly what the machine is doing. And you eliminate a lot of, well, not only are you eliminating the live work, but you're also eliminating the antiquated, run a hose out to an analog, monitor and sit there and have two people working on the piece of equipment. So, fortunately, I can't take credit for all of this because I had some acquaintances that had already used the technology and they loved the technology and they couldn't say enough about it. And just happy to be a part of the ride, to be honest with you, because I think that they've created a great product that we get to enjoy the ride with them and push it into the market. So
I think when a SafeGauge first came on, it was on the mining now, if I remember right. And obviously Australia has such a big mining sector. I mean, we're doing, I think, a multi-city tour there, I think in November, just focusing on mining. So it's a huge market there, including for us. What does it look like in these other markets, Dustin? Because you mentioned this is a cross-market thing. What is that? Do you start with mining in the U.S. as well, or is it pretty quick to get it out into? I don't see any there's no issue going from one industry to the other with this, right? You just tell them that it's there.
No, we're going to blitz the market. That's kind of the strategy. So we have a robust marketing campaigns that we're going to be pushing out through all markets. I mean, we're going to try to go as fast as we possibly can, just because I think there's a demand for it, a huge demand for it, even if they don't know it yet. Once they see it, they just understand it. So there's going to be a huge demand for it. And then again, back to all these other industries that we don't even tap into. It just brings awareness, and it's the potential to save somebody's life. I mean, why wouldn't you try to push it? So we're going to have marketing, a lot of advertising around the SafeGauge product. And I always tease Paul, I just you better be able to keep up with the demand, because we'll have ships going back and forth.
Paul's trying to do global domination. I don't think he's going to have any trouble with that. I was curious, and I want to just, add some layers on. And by the way, to the audience, we're going to have links to different interviews from L&H, from SafeGauge into the technical. And Paul, we should probably just go through the actual units in a kit just for the audience. But I wanted to ask both of you, market entry and with a good product, not a product that you have to really oversell, but a product like this. Paul, like you said, you've been in a few different products that are entering the market. I think you said 7. So is there a difference between putting a product like this into the Australian market and into the US, Canadian, Mexican market?
No, none whatsoever. Like I said, Jerrod, we're in the people business above all. We've got a great product, but all we got to do, the key to this is finding the right partners to work with. Mm-hmm. And we certainly believe that we've done so with L&H. And just to remember this technology, for the guys that are doing the work, it's laborious doing it the way that they're already doing it. Mm-hmm. So not only is it dangerous, it's a slow process.
Yeah.
And it's a pain in the backside. All right. So the guys that are actually doing the work, they know the moment you open that box up and show them products, their life is going to get easier. Mm-hmm. Then they know it's going to get safer. And then the boss knows it's going to be quicker. It's just a simple no-brainer. And all we got to do is get in front of the customer. And the customer works it out, as Dustin just said, in a couple of minutes. I don't show up and spew up with these products. I just go there and hand it over.
Right.
Tell them, you work it out. And they do. I don't tell them it's great, it does this, it does that, it beats as it sweeps as it cleans. None of that. We just give it to them and they can work it out. They know their life's going to be a lot better, they're going to be safer, and it's going to be quicker. And that's why we're growing so quickly globally. And just on that point, Jerrod, you and Dustin just mentioned about different markets. So we did ConExpo in March, I think it was.
We were filming episodes there.
The biggest
I didn't realize that.
Construction, agriculture, and forestry shows in the world. And the response that we got, and really we did that just as see if there was a market there for us, and it wasn't any different to our mining customers. And overwhelmingly, those markets apply. Mm-hmm. We might have to make a tweak to some of the products. For example, when the machinery gets smaller, there's less room to fit the transducers, for example, and so we may have to sort of reduce the size of that. But that's easy enough to do. So there'll be some tweaks as far as the product's concerned, and those markets are ready for us now. There's a customer in New Zealand called TerraCat, which are the cat dealers, and they shared an example with us where they get a guy in forestry. So basically in forestry, everything runs on hydraulics.
Yeah.
And it's incredibly difficult. The machinery gets a real hammering.
Yeah.
But when they send a technician in a field service truck out there, he's actually out doing those repairs by himself onto some quite complex machinery. And if anything goes wrong out there, the guy's screwed. And if he's testing high-pressure hydraulics or measuring fan speed, anything of that is in harm's way, and he's by himself in a remote location. Now, that's just fraught with danger. Once again, this technology is an absolute no-brainer for those markets. Yeah.
Well, you say that. I mean, as soon as you said it, it came to mind. I hunt up in the Kootenays. Not as much lately, unfortunately. But there's logging roads with machines, and people are going up there. They're going up there solo. You see them going by in their service truck testing in those way up in those logging roads. I mean, they're not even close to anything. Not even close. And it is very dangerous. Just being up there by yourself is dangerous, let alone messing around with equipment.
100%.
Paul, I just wanted to quickly ask, because I want to pivot this into another question for Dustin. So can you just give us a quick snapshot of what's actually in the, again, we'll link the interview with Luke and to the product lines and everything in the description. But can you just give us a quick, what's in the box? Like, what's a typical package look like?
Yeah. So effectively, I mean, we can slice and dice this in all sorts of different areas, but effectively we have three products that we sell the most of, or three configurations that we sell the most of. We have what we call a field service kit, which has 3 transducers in it and a dial indicator, and the multi-tool, which is the screen that you read it off, right? And most service technicians that go out into the field have one of those permanently in their pickup trucks, and he carts that around with him. He can plug it in to his pickup, and it's always charged. So that's a very popular product. Then we have a workshop model, which is 7 transducers and a multi-tool. And the reason for that is that usually stays in the workshop and can do most of the jobs that come through the workshop as far as high pressure fluid is concerned. And then we have the dial indicator, which would normally we have 4 dial indicators in a kit. So they're the 3 most popular products by a long shot. And it is, once again, it's quite simple. Are you in the field? Yes, get a field service kit. Are you in the workshop? Yes, get a 7 transducer kit. Or if you're in the workshop or in the field, for the dial indicators, there's 4 dial indicators that are in that kit. And as I say, that by far the most popular of our products. So really 3 products. We have a tachometer as well for measuring fan speed, and we can sometimes put that in there as well.
So, Dustin, I'm just curious, in this entering the market, is there going to be a lot of tacking on with it? I mean, you have clients all over the place and in all different types of applications. Is there going to be a lot of tack on, or is there going to be a lot of new client? Like, what's your approach with the market entry side of it?
Yeah, so we have a 2-pronged approach. Initially, we're obviously going to go after our current customer base. And then after that, we're going to try to push this out through our marketing team. We're working internally to make our ERP system communicate with a direct customer purchase or a point of sale system. We've never done that before, and I'm not sure that we're going to be able to pull that off, but the idea is to send out some advertisement and then allow a customer to click on it and get a quote and then purchase directly off the website. So
just quickly wondering, the reaction you've already had from clients, talking to them, it must be sort of from their end, because there's so much, even from their end, there's a lot of noise in the industry as well. We quite honestly, we eliminate a lot of people from coming on the show just by the fact that they don't want to unpack their products over an hour on the show because it's not market ready. We run into that quite a bit. So they're trying to filter out a lot of noise too. That must be a huge advantage, having a company like L&H coming and saying, okay, we've got a solution for this specific thing. It must be such a much easier onboard for from your clients' end as they're trying to filter out all the noise of the technology that's coming at them.
Yeah, I think that again, and I think we have done a lot of things well. And I think that this product just ties back into that trustworthiness that we've built in our current industries. And it'll be interesting to see, as we push into these other industries throughout, if we can start building up that trust factor. As you well know, the customer base that we currently have often comes to us to provide a solution. This is an easy plug and play, and we already have that trust built up with those folks. So entry to market with our traditional, I'll call them our traditional customers, I think would be very, very easy and very rapid. The other industries, it'll take a bit.
Yeah, no, and from the interviews I've had with L&H, it's always been very clear there's the desire to push kind of to a new level. And Paul, I just want to quickly ask you as well before we wrap up. Next stages, is there, you mentioned making some smaller units for smaller machines, those types of adjustments. Is there other steps that you're looking at that you can say on the show, obviously, if that's confidential? But are there other things that you're sort of openly trying to get to with this product line?
Everything that we do is from voice of customer. And for example, when we go out with Dustin's team, and I want to reiterate what Dustin said, the importance of and how we gain entry into a market is by utilizing the trust and respect that's
Yeah.
been built up by L&H over many, many years. They know the market well. They're trusted and they're respected. It would take us 10 years to build up, if we decided to come in and do it ourselves. So we're very, very happy with our strategy of working with distributors, and we're very happy with working with L&H. Everything that we do comes from voice of customer, and our product roadmap is very, very exciting. We're collaborating at the moment with Rio Tinto, and these sensors eventually will become fitted full time on the assets and monitored via the cloud, and we'll capture that data, and that will enter an area of predictive maintenance, but where we're actually selling it, our technology, as a SaaS model. And we're hoping that we can create some recurring revenue for ourselves and our partners, and that will be the model. Beyond there's numerous products coming out over the next couple of years, but effectively we'll go from having a tool, which is what we've got now, which is fantastic, and it's socialized the brand, the SafeGauge brand, within our market base, and everybody, the equity that we've got in that brand is very, very significant. We are thought leaders in this space. No one comes close to doing what we're doing. So we're very happy with that. Sometimes if you go in with a SaaS model straight off the bat, your sales cycle can be up to 2 years, because you've got to get involved in their technical infrastructure and get all sorts of people involved, and it's a long, drawn-out process. We believe that, this is somewhat of a gateway drug, if you want to look at it from that perspective, where they're using it, they love it. We've got trusted and respected partners such as L&H, their early adoption is absolutely fabulous. So from potentially a sales cycle of 2 years, frankly, we got it in 2 minutes. That's how easy it is. And we're looking forward to continuing to collaborate with the customers and with our partners like L&H. And if their sales team are out there and they get asked for certain products, obviously we make some commercial decisions whether this has potential or not. But if it's something that makes sense, we've got 20 engineers there in our R&D department every single day trying to work on what the customer has asked us to do for him. So, yeah, with very, very exciting product roadmaps. I've got a couple up my sleeve that I can't share with you for a couple of reasons. But in general, voice of customer leads what we do. We have great relationships with our customers, and we're building some great products in the future. So we're really looking forward to passing those on to L&H, and for their guys to go and dominate the world. That's what we're all about.
And we'll put, like I said, we'll put links to everything, and then Dustin, people can please provide us the avenue if people are specifically after SafeGauge. We'll have, again, that will be in the description for people. We'll pop it up on the screen throughout the interview as well, just so people can reach directly out. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining the show. I was just telling someone the other day about that. I tried my hand in doing like retail type interviews. I think we're trying food or something, and I just couldn't believe how much I hated it. This heavy industry for me, it's what I grew up in, and I just love it. And getting to do this, I mean, not everybody gets to sit there and have these conversations and then share it out with everybody. So I really do appreciate you both taking the time and walking us through it, and being repeat guests and all that. It makes it so much fun for us producing these episodes. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Jerrod.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Okay, and thank you everybody for watching. Those are two awesome companies from different sides of the world. It's just so much fun. Thank you for watching. Please share. Keep on suggesting guests, because there's just companies coming from everywhere that we want to have on. So thank you very much. We will see you on the next episode of The Crownsmen Show.